Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on the things I learned making my first 3 YouTube videos. This is YouTube video number 4, and yes, hell yes, I learned things from every one of those first 3 videos. They're not going to be surprising. You're probably even going to laugh and think, oh, those are some pretty big noob mistakes, because they are. They really are. But the thing is that you have to start somewhere. And I know a lot of things in life, but making YouTube videos is definitely something I'm learning about. What's really cool about making YouTube videos is every time you make one, you get to look back on it and decide, hey, was there a way I could have made that better? And the answer in my case for each of those 3 videos is hell yes. So let's get right into it. My first video, I broke one of the biggest rules, and that is not to start with personal content. That's a rule I have learned from a lot of the gurus out there that I have been watching and learning from. People do not give a shit about me right now. They just want to know what kind of value I can bring to their life. Well, I just don't give a shit. This is a personal journey from going from me to me. So you're going to get the personal. So there is still a lesson in video number 1. If you've seen it, the lesson was wipe the lens. It was my first YouTube video, and it was so scary to make. And I had to sit down and do it right now, because right now was when I was brave enough. I didn't know in 2 minutes from now if I still would be brave enough. I probably could have stopped long enough to wipe the lens. Oh well, that's what's out there. Lesson number 1, wipe the lens. My second video, I moved locations into another spot in my house where I did not securely mount the tripod. So when you watch this video, you'll see 2 things. One, that I am too far away from the camera. And 2, that the camera shakes a lot. Oh well. Lesson learned. I now have a fancy mount that holds my camera very still, even if I jump. And I'm in a different location, my kitchen, where you are securely mounted to my counter and I am sitting securely in a chair. Win-win. And then let's talk about my third YouTube video. I think that was the worst quality video I made to date. It was horrible. It was personal. It was shaky. The lighting was horrible. I looked like I had jaundice and probably should be brought to the hospital. And it sounded like I was very far away. Very far away. You would think that after each video you would get better instead of the third one being my worst, but the horrible one had to happen in order for me to say that, you know what, Amy, you can spend the money and just buy a proper light and stand so that people maybe, just maybe, will watch your videos instead of running away in horror from hearing nothing. Nothing. Or maybe they just heard something like this. I don't think everybody wants to rush over and crank their volume just to hear some random person talk. If you go back and suffer through those videos, there will be a lot of great things to hear in them. You will get to hear the beginning, the very beginning story, that personal story about what I'm doing in my life right now. You'll learn about limiting beliefs, and you'll learn about how hard this is to do something entirely different than what you've done before. So we've gone through some lessons, and let's run through them quickly before we touch on the biggest lesson. Number 1, wipe the lens clean before you tape. Number 2, mount the camera somewhere securely so the whole video isn't like being on a cruise ship going through a hurricane. I think that's a great tip. Number 3, lighting and sound do matter. You don't want to look jaundiced, and you want people to hear what you have to say. Very critical things when making a video for people to watch. But when I look back on those first 3 videos, there is one thing I know for certain that I didn't do well at all. Now I know that this is a very new journey for me, and I know that this is way outside my comfort zone, but what I portray in those videos is someone who lacks confidence. And although I do lack confidence in making videos and getting an Instagram following going because that's new to me, there's something that I 100% do not want anybody to doubt in me, is that I know how to lead people, and I know how to change my mindset to live a good life, and I know how to help you. I am so passionate about helping people around me learn to embrace who they are and rock the shit out of being who they are. I had this amazing conversation yesterday with one of the employees in one of my stores, and she's a leader and really young. She's 19, and that is amazing. Amazing to be a 19-year-old assistant manager in something of that capacity, and she's struggling, and she's dealing with limiting beliefs, and she's seeing herself as the young girl in the position, not the badass 19-year-old assistant manager. What an amazing conversation that was. What an amazing experience it is to see someone light up in that way, to be able to change their perspective on themselves and now have a mantra for when they're not feeling great, to just be able to go into the bathroom and say to themselves, I am a 19-year-old badass assistant manager. I am a 35-year-old badass life coach. And I am 100% sure of that. So when you're making your first videos, that would be the biggest mistake not to make. Do not fail to tell people where you are confident. Do not fail to tell people what your value is. And do not fail yourself by not selling yourself. I could give you 50 stories. Right now, I could just start listing them off if we had time, about times I have been able to sit down with someone and change their life, change their experience in their workplace, change their experience in their relationships, change their experience as parents. And I'm not even officially a life coach yet, but I am just that excited about helping people. Anyways, I hope that is what gets you excited for following along on my journey. And I hope that's what gets you to subscribe, because this is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm learning a hell of a lot of things, and I really hope you come along and learn some stuff too. Have a fantastic day. Bye.